Hello, divine ones. Welcome. Today, the guides are going to be sharing a message and an activation. They're also going to share a clearing, and they're going to talk about limitations. They're also going to talk about how we feel like we're in a cycle. We feel stuck in a cycle on repeat, if you would. And if you're willing, we're willing, they say, to move past this cycle, to re-know yourself and to re-know your life as something different than you know it right now. And it's like, so if you're ready for this, and they're showing it to me like this, like you're ready to spread your wings and fly. We're ready. So you say yes, we say yes. And today we bring through the vibrational frequency, the optimal vibrational frequency, that is in alignment with this message and an activation so that you may know your freedom. Okay, so this is what they're sharing today and probably more. So if you're open to this message, please find a comfortable position and we'll begin. And so the guides like to meet you and greet you and harmonize energy with you. Dear ones, we are so excited, overjoyed. Ecstatic. They're showing it to me like they're jumping up and down. And ecstatic, we say. For you to know that you are free, for you to know that you are beyond limitations. The only limitations that you have are the ones that you create in your mind. Although you may not experience this, you may think you have external limitations and you may be viewing your world as such. We wish to dispel this today. If you're up for, willing to, go on this adventure with us, you say yes, we say yes, and the adventure begins. We wish to bring through us a vibrational frequency to create a harmony of energy for the greatest and highest good of all, so that this message may be known by you beyond intellect. Yes, in intellect, but beyond intellect. And it's because we will bring it through in a frequency. Yes, we will use words, that you know and concepts that you understand. We will also bring through a frequency today that moves you beyond the limitations that you see. What is this frequency? This is the frequency of the truth of who you are. And you might think that we're always saying the same thing. And yes, we are always saying one thing. And one thing. We are one. However, the branches to this are many, and you are many, and even though we are one. And so the vibrational frequency that we bring today, and yes, we say it very much like other times, and that this is the frequency of the truth of who you are, this vibrational frequency of truth. But each time we bring it, it is different. So the truth never changes, and the vibration, so to speak, never changes. But as it is received by you, always changes, because you are always in an evolution. And it is received by you in the highest level of consciousness that you may integrate it perfectly for you. And so this is why we always wish to harmonize energy with you. And meet you and greet you, your heart, our heart, one heartbeat. And from this harmonization, we bring the energy and the message in perfect ways to be received by you individually and collectively. Even if you don't hear our words or understand our words, and there are those that may not be receiving this message, it is still going into the field in perfect ways. Did you know, dear ones, that you are on the cusp, the precipice, you are the pioneers, if you would, of this energy. Did you realize, as you hear our message and hear these words, and sense our vibration and know this vibration, you are creating a new world. You are part of the creation of a new world. In one way, this vibrational frequency of new world already exists. But you are creating the vibrational frequency that allows you to manifest it as a reality for you. And this is why this harmonization is so important. This is why the work so-called that we're doing together today and is so important, because it is what is changing your world. It is changing your world collectively, like globally, and individually as well. There might be some that don't wish to awaken at this time. As we've said, they like to stay in bed, hit the snooze, and put the covers over their head. But we forge forward with love. Because all will awaken. And so we wish to address Bro Phil today. A viewer. I didn't know this was coming through. Because in his comment in the comments box, he said, so he was talking about the new earth and about some people not being able to move because of their vibrational frequency. Some of you might have heard about this as well, this idea of new earth, this idea of the fifth dimension, and that some will not be able to move based on their vibrational frequency. We will talk about this today as well. But first, and foremost, we vibrate together the perfect frequency, the perfect song, if you would, the perfect pitch, if you like, that aligns us so that you may know that you are not separate from us, and you may know that you are not separate from anything. And that includes all the things that you would like, the ways that you would like your life to unfold. You are not separate from anything. So let's bring the frequency together. If you say yes, we say yes. Create the intention now. Or say yes. Rototoro shokwo, anasakoro sokoraseki anasai shukuro, abrakiasai kroko, so atoro kro, so torosho, apakatisi otoroko, atekine atoroko, mai taisaiko. Taisaiko lo hatarashai okwo, asakaresi ato. Yisi apakoro, aso koro. Asokoro toroso osokoro. Inikiotoro komaya kaya sonokoro sokanasai kiniasekarasa, and they wish to encode your field, the field, anasekarasa kirasoko, your individual anasakarasa energetic field now, anasekarasoko, and the collective field. Anasokoro saitiko with the vibration of this asanakarasa, like an appetizer, if you would, they say. Anasokoro shina karasa. You know how we always seal at the end? We seal the transmission at the end. We're doing it at the beginning. We're encoding the field before we begin. Miechai karoke makasai, alai shai kanatoroka maikai, itini otorokai maikai, saikato chokobrakata, saikado kotoshimi karata kokwa, saika brakata sukwa, hasakoro pakasakara sukabrakachikarbakachisi, atata, sakura kotoro, richi amakotike apataka kotoso, soa, soa, haha, sawa. Sai kara tro pai kai sai. Yai tro ko pai sai na shiwaka. Shiwaka tai roki tia pakataishi ituishia aktishkwa pakatishi o amatai shiwaka rasai. In a sekiotro siniatra kora se mekerasai tashikara. They're harmonizing with you now. And a siotro shkora si atarkarasiko paketa sekere individually. Anatro ko paketesi. Anasekitoro ko patata keseko toto pakata sakaro toto bakata sakete. Eshe alatai wakti ashwakatai shi o to ayanotro pai atikar broko tro aisene kororo rutike abakata sai netere asai asho Satikia. Satikia lai. Satikia raikatai sai lai tai prokai. Prakai atarasa kato toroko e anataikia paka troshi ala taranamaka. Tanamakatai itiawaktai. Okay. Let's see where the guides are going. Anitio po amapa saiwako alaisho. Ini awatai wakai sono shawaikana saitene senekio pokorosoto shokoroso. As we said, dear ones, there are no limitations other than the ones that are in your mind, the ones that are in your field. This is a possibility only because you have created a life, you have created a world based upon these limitations. As you have known yourself through these limitations, and we offer you the opportunity to know yourself beyond these limitations. These limitations are actually just thoughts, as Sanapika said, thoughts that are had as a part of an agreement to a physical reality in this 3D world. You may step out of this at any time. How do you step out of it? Stop stepping in it. Because it is your vibration that calls everything to you. You see the field, your individual field, your energetic field, your collective field is full of information. And all possibilities lay within this field. And you may connect to whatever you wish. So we are encoding the field, as we say. We are vibrating in such a way that this vibration may be known by you, may be known by you all who wish to align with it. Nothing can be done without your alignment and your agreement. We have talked a lot about alignment and agreement. And everything is alignment and agreement. First, you must agree. Anasakara said that there is a life beyond what you currently believe. And in addition to this, then you must be willing to align to this. It is a merger, if you would. And although we have talked about the small self, not being able to change the world, it's still, it still requires the small self. And we will explain this more. So we never diminish the small self, but we will say that the things that you see in your world and the experiences that you have will not be changed by the small self's hands. You believe you are the doer. This is your whole idea of manifestation. And we don't say anything negative about the law of attraction or your ideas about how to manifest. These are all wonderful ideas. And as Sikita said, they are all true ideas. And you may utilize them and do them. However, when it is still the small self that is doing this, yes, it is a benefit because you are beginning to understand your power. You are beginning to know, know intellectually, and you are beginning to have a knowing of the amount of power that you have. But we would say it's like a sliver. And because you have way more power than even these ideas of manifestation and laws of attraction. Yes, you may visualize things. Yes, you call them into being by your visualization. By your visualization, you begin to vibrate and hold a different frequency, a frequency that is in alignment with that which you desire. And so you may claim it or call it forth to you. However, in doing so, the question becomes, who is the you that's the doer? It's still the small self. And what is the reason for it? Now, this is the big difference, and we've talked about this before, because the requirements of the small self are not the same requirements of the divine as you, or the divine that you are, or your soul's purpose. You see the ego purpose, money, safety, recognition, and these are all fine things. These are all wonderful things. Even your ideas of religion and spirituality are small self ideas. Because you are spiritual, you are it. If you are going to pray to something, it would be to you. It is all in you, dear one. You may use your pictures, your deities, your altars, and you may bow to them all you wish. We don't say there's anything wrong with this. Only that if you are thinking about these things being outside of you, that would be incorrect. And they are not outside of you. They are aspects of you, and they are you. And aspects of you, we might say, in your true state. They are aspects of you, they are aspects of you, manifest through your true state, or manifest in your true state. True state is just true state, but these are like manifestations through true state, or of true state, beings in true state, or energy of true state manifest. So nothing is outside of you, including the things that you wish. But as we said, the requirements that the small self has are very, very different than the divine as you. And that is why, while we don't diminish any of your ideas of manifestation or laws of attraction, visualizing, thinking positive thoughts, to increase your vibrational frequency, to call or claim the things that you wish, because you are matching your frequency to that of which a frequency or a possibility or potentiality that lays within the field. So you may match that and call it forth to you. However, the things that you think about manifesting, we must say, are limited in this box. Sometimes you might go outside the box and still wish to claim or call to yourself things. But is when you step out of this into what you would call maybe a flow state, and move even beyond a label of flow state, so that all without limitations is available to you. And while you may do this, and yes, please do as you wish, each needs to do their own. I hope I'm saying this correctly. To each their own. Excuse my French if that's not correct. To each their own. Because each calls to them the experiences that they need for growth. And sometimes those experiences may not be comfortable experiences. Sometimes you may resist them, and as a result, you may continue to get them again and again and again. Sometimes you may learn what you think is the lesson, only to find that the lesson reappears again. So you may strengthen it and know it, rather than know it, you may know it. So there is much value to everything. So we don't diminish it, but what we do say to you is an idea of empowerment today, because there is a level, if you would, beyond this idea of manifestation, and it is one of no limitations, because it is one that is of a true state. It is in a true state and is manifest through a true state. So when you are willing to know something different than what you know right now, and you say, yes, I am willing, you put that potential into your field. And as you are willing to align with it, so it is one thing to be in agreement to it. Yes, I agree. I would like to know myself, know everything beyond what I currently know. I would like to know. Beyond intellect, I would like to know. This is the agreement. Now you must align here. And it's the vibration and the work, so-called, that we do together. And the work that we do together, dear one, is one of creating that alignment. So you may manifest a whole new world, a whole new experience. And that will not be one of the small self's requirements. It will be the one of the divine as you, and the divine that is you. Which may be very, very different, which may include ideas and concepts and an expression that you would never imagine. You may download and receive information that you never imagined, because it's way outside of anything you ever thought was possible. Because as long as you are in agreement to the personality self and only living and expressing through this, then you will only get the vibration that is available to this manifestation. Okay, this manifestation of human form that is taking place right now, and has taken place in a previous, and can only create a world based on its alignment and its agreement. And right now, the world is agreeing to what you see before you. Not all, but most. Anakoroso is in agreement to what you see before you. And even if you don't all agree, you still don't all agree. You're not in agreement. Anakoroso, so it doesn't matter. Some may say, okay, well, I'm in agreement to war, and some more may say, I am not. So there may be a majority that say, I'm not in agreement to war. But how war is solved is still a huge disagreement by many. And so you're still in this vibration. And as long as you're in this template, and this is your creation. This is like you reach a ceiling. This is all that you can create based on this vibration. And when you are willing to move outside of this vibration, outside of this agreement, which requires you, as we've said before, to release the rocks that you carry in your pocket, and that's the conditioning and the ideas and beliefs. As it's not always easy, but when you are willing to say, I'm moving past this now. I'm willing to see something beyond this. And maybe that means that I don't celebrate things in the way that I used to celebrate them. They're showing me holidays. Maybe this means that I don't do the jobs that I did before. And so maybe this means I am not in those same relationships that I was in before. And whatever it is, it's not the small self that is doing the leaving. Let us be clear about this. It is not the small self that's doing the leaving of the job. It's not the small self that is doing the leaving of a relationship. It's not the small self that is doing the deciding that it's not going to celebrate the holidays or follow those religious or spiritual beliefs anymore. It's not the small self that's doing this. It is actually the small self that starts it, and this is what we're talking about. The small self that starts it, that initiates it and says, yes, I am willing. And in the willingness, it is the vibrational frequency. Yes, I am willing to know and be known. These are the words. Yes, I am willing to know and be known beyond prior ideas and beliefs. You create a vibration, a vibrational frequency that puts that potentiality into the field for you. And it is, as in doing this, you begin to align with a new frequency. The minute that you say, I am willing to know, something different, this is your agreement, and your agreement begins to align you to a new potentiality, a new vibrational frequency. And the more that you do this in the face of your everyday world, Anisika, you could be doing anything. As we've said before, you could be standing in the grocery store and you could say, I am willing to know this situation differently. I'm willing to know this and outside of my prior agreement to it. I am willing to know this situation as something new. And you may be present, willing, open and receptive to receiving, to experiencing something different. The small self need not do anything. The small self, in its awareness, in its awakening, may align, may make a choice to align and say, yes, I am willing. But please know, when you say, yes, I am willing, it comes with change. So as you align to this, you put this potentiality there for you. You may begin to experience now changes in your life. Because the divine aspect of you, wishes to express, another way said, is your soul or your soul's purpose, and is not the same as what you may have thought your purpose in this life is. So please know, dear ones, that your expression of life may change, which means that you may not have the same anything to hang on to that you had before. But please know, anything you were hanging on to before was not fixed. You just believed it was fixed. You believe people's identities are fixed. You believe you have a fixed life cycle, birth and death. You believe that people are the way they are. You believe that your things belong to you. You think that things are fixed, and they are not fixed. They never have been. They never will be. So the only thing that is ever fixed, even this isn't a correct word, but we will use it just as an idea, is truth, because what is true is always true. It never changes. And in that way, we could say fixed. But even within this idea of truth, there is still a movement. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful love. It's so beautiful. In this truth is never changing and unmoved, but at the same time, it is always in a movement, if you would, a heartbeat, if you would, love, if you would. I asked them to explain this more, and they said they'll talk about it on another day. They wish to stay to this topic today, so they'll talk about it another time. When you want to align to this, yes, challenges will still be there, dear ones, but the small self is calling challenges to itself all the time. Did you know this? Did you know this? Based on several factors. A few of these factors are the seeds that you have sown, and the karma that you have, that you must attend to, or you are responsible for. We say to some degree, because yes, you must attend to it. Yes, you are responsible for it, but also when you are in alignment with truth and when you are in a realized state, you move beyond karma altogether. As we have said, sometimes we like to say the same thing more than once. It's always received differently. And when you wish to move beyond your prior ideas and beliefs and your prior agreements to these lower vibrational manifestations. The divine aspect of you will manifest freely through your physical form. You will know yourself as this rather than as the personality self. It doesn't mean you don't have a personality. And it just means that you are no longer attached to the personality as an identifier for you. You no longer identify yourself solely through your ideas and beliefs, solely through the personality self. Yes, you may still have a personality as you navigate your 3D world, but even your 3D world is going to change in such a way that it will ultimately change your personality as well. And everything will change. It's like dominoes, and one after another. And you experience life based on your vibration. Your vibration is based upon your physical form, which is changing into a lighter body and a light body, and a light body, and a it's beautiful. They're giving this to me. It's so beautiful. And your physical form is changing. This evolution is happening. And sorry, they're bringing through so much information. I just want to sort this for a second. Because your whole world is changing based on this evolution. And the things that you have done to your earth, it's like the way that you have, and it's the right word, poison, and it's toxins, and it's global warming, and all these things that you have done, are creating an opportunity now for you to change, for you to know, and for your evolution of your species, and because it will be a requirement by your physical form, and you will not require the same food. You will not require the same language. You will not require the same intellect. So you won't require the exchange of information, ideas and beliefs. You won't require this. And you won't require spiritual like books and religious books in this way, and you won't require these things. And as you evolve, you will know, and you will speak to each other if you would, outside of like telepathically. You will speak to each other through knowing. You will speak through knowing. And okay, I'm going to check where the guides wish to go with this now. Anitrosho mai kaiso, yeneso kanasaya chikoro, baya sokoro, anasakara taishikoro. Okay, they wish to go back. So as you align with the truth of who you are, the requirements change. Your evolution of your species is changing in such a way that the way that you manifest will be very different. And that is why we guide you to the remembrance of the truth of who you are, and that you may align with this and express as this and know yourself as this rather than the small self. So that you may manifest a whole new world that will not be in alignment and agreement to what the small self has aligned itself to and agreed itself to. I pledge allegiance to the flag, and no more. There's not even a pledging of allegiance, but if there was an allegiance, it would be one. Just a one. A oneness of no separation. No separation. No separation. None. And they say, yes, we wish to harp on this. This would be the word you use, harp on this. And so if we could harp on this, we would say one. And because there is only one pure source, one pure consciousness, if you would, one God, if you would, manifest in many, many ways, with many expressions. And the small self and its creations will always be of this lower vibrational frequency. That's why we always say that this is not going to be the doer and the changer of your world. And what will be the changing of your world, or the doer in this change, will be the divine as you that is streamed through, if you like this word, that is streamed through or expressed through, or manifest through this physical form. That is the doer. You think the small self does the doing, but it does not. The small self says, yes, I am willing to align. The vibration in that willingness is turns its vibration or harmonizes with, if you would, with the vibration that is available in the field now. And that it has always been available to some degree or another, but now it is known, and is more known, and as more are experiencing this, and as you express as this, and more begin to know that they may do this as well. And this is why we say you're the pioneers of this, or you are the yeah, we like pioneers. They're going to use pioneers. And you are the pioneers of this expression. It has been happening. But now it is sped up, and is happening at a quick rate of speed. And so the divine aspect of you, when expressed through physical form, and when you know yourself as this, your world will change, because it will no longer be in alignment and agreement with the vibrational frequency of this 3D manifestation. And so all the things that you care about as a personality self are not cared about here. And there is just a caring. It's not a caring about something, it is a caring about all things. And as a small self and a identity personality, right now you say things, well, I don't really care. And I don't care about those things, and I don't care about those things. And as the divine as you is just caring. And there is no differentiation. You know what I'm saying, I hope. There's none of this. And says just a caring. And so your life will change, dear one. And the requirements that you have, as we have said, your soul's purpose, you might think of it this way too, or the divine as you has its own plan, a divine plan, if you would, has its own requirements. And as you start aligning to this, this energy will call forth or bring forth what it needs to express fully. You see, right now the small self is calling to it what it needs, based on what it believes that it needs, based on what you think you need. You take your actions every day based on what you think you need, what you can get, what you don't want, and what you think life is and what you think purpose is. And so when you know the truth of who you are, you will call to you exactly the same way you're calling to you now. The things that you're claiming with your words and your language now, I am this person, you are that person, you will claim those things as the divine through you. The divine as you will make all new claims. And I am so sorry. I have a huge train, and you might hear this. I don't know that I can take it out of my video. I've tried. So I'm just terribly sorry for that, but the show must go on, so they say, or this transmission, because it's not a show, but you understand what I mean, must continue to go on. So we're just going to keep on going through whatever arises, okay? So that's the way this is going to be. Because it is important and stops for no train. Even train. They're telling me, even train you agreed to and you called. Now they're going to use it as an example. You call it into form. You have all agreed to it. And it is necessary for you to carry your cargo, to get A to B. But did you know that you could get A to B without a train? Yes, you can, and you will. You will have no, now they're showing me the Jetsons, and you will have no need for cars, no need for trains, no need for all of this. And it's all going bye-bye, and it's bye. The way they're saying this is fun. And it's bye-bye, and it's bye-bye. And it's all of this, and you will need none of it. And you see, we use train as a very good example today. And we are happy for train. And because you see, it reminds us of all the things that you have created in this 3D world that may be known as something completely different. And because your expressions and your manifestations or your creations, the things you see, train, plane, automobile, whatever it is, it's like a war, doesn't matter, shoes, coats, all of it, everything, every single thing you see is a creation by you through a 3-dimensional frequency. And when you're willing to align, you are in agreement to know something different, and you're willing to align to this vibrational frequency, the expressions will be completely different. And at first they change, they're changing now. And as you see, I'm here speaking in this way to you. And many others are doing similar and other things. And more and more are doing this, more and more are born with the ability to do this. And this is quicker now. And it's quicker now. And at the same time, everything that you have created is being drudged up, if you would. And it's dug up. The rug is being pulled from underneath, so that you may see what has been lurking there, what has been hiding there, so it may be known in love. It may be known in a different way, because everything is just energy, and you have all agreed to, as a collective, to the need for these creations, for the need for work in this way, for the need for money in this way, for the need for education system in this way, for the need for I won't mention names, but you'll know it. All the poisons and toxins on the foods, and as you all continue to agree to it, even if some of you disagree, like we've said, it's still an agreement to this. And it's not the small self that can get you out of this. Can you understand this concept? And it's because the small self will picket and riot and say, this is a horrible thing to do to farmers. And yes, we agree. We agree with it, but it still won't change it. I said, dear ones, this is our message, and this is why it is of utmost importance, you see? Because, and I said, you can't change yourself. This is even the same way as how you would change yourself and move beyond limitations. It's the same, this is the same message. Because the small self will always try to be the doer. And all we want the small self to do is just be in agreement and be willing to know something beyond all of this. And in this willingness, the vibration will change. The potentiality is in the field. It's already in the field, and you will now harmonize with the potentiality that's already in the field, and you will grow it. This is why what you're doing is so important. Whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, in your willingness to align, whether it is with us or any other messages that are coming through that are in this same frequency of truth and aligning to this truth, whoever and whenever and however this is happening, it is happening. Like popping up, flowers everywhere. So you will align to this, or you may align to this, or you are aligning to this. And this does the work. You see, the small self is always trying to do the work, is always trying to do it. And it's always trying to go on a vacation, an adventure, and trying to do something new. But it's still trying to do it through this. And there's always so much up and down and confusion, because we talked about before all of the ideas in the field and the control that lays there, and your personal vibration that moves up and down. Some days you wake up out of bed and you say, yes, I'm ready, and some days you say, no, I don't want to. But when you are in this state, the knowing of who you are, it begins to dissolve all of this. All of this. And this is why we have said this is the healing of your world, of you personally, because you move beyond any of the ideas and beliefs, the grudges that you hold, the way that you see things. And this is an inner seeing and an inner knowing. The way that you see things now becomes very clear, through a clear lens, no longer through distortion. So your life changes. And you no longer have the limitations, because there are no limitations here. Maybe there might be an issue that you may need to attend to, but you will know exactly how to do this. And if there is a perceived limitation, it won't be known as a limitation. It will be known as something different. All of this language will be dissolved. And yes, you are already in alignment and agreement with this. If you are saying yes, if you are listening to this message, and you may change your life through your willingness and through your vibration. Yes, the small self can do things, energy work, yoga, tai chi, the way that you eat, the books that you read, the things that come into your sense organs. You may raise your vibration through this. Yes, lovely. Because it is also in a tandem. The divine as you will inform your physical form, and you will know if there is a book to be read. You will know what book, you will be guided to what that book is to be read, if it's to be read. That course to be taken, that job to be done, whatever it is, you will be informed, and you will know. It will no longer be society telling you, this is the book to read, this is the thing to do, this is the it will be known by you. And it won't be informed by the small self, but the small self sets aside its ideas of past as this truth comes through, this is no longer required. This is no longer needed. It's seen in love. It served its purpose while it needed to, and it is now gently dissolved. Sometimes not gently, sometimes the ego self, anasakarasa, has a tight hold, anasakarasa, kicking and screaming, anasakarasa, sometimes not always gently, anasakarasa, it is dissolved. But you're still you, and then you are informed through this, and then you know what actions to take through this physical form, through your personality self, but you're not attached to it. You're not attached to it in the same way that you were previously. And no, you're not attached to it at all. And in particular, not the way that you were before. And because you know it as a temporary manifestation of divine. You know yourself as a temporary manifestation of divine. And that is always in manifestation. And this is just one of the many glorious manifestations that you may have. And it is glorious. But we understand that you may not experience it as that, but you will not experience it as that through the personality self. Because the personality self always wears the distorted lens, the glasses. And so we cannot use words to tell you this. We can use our vibration matched with your vibration, so we can bring a vibration that encodes the field by your willingness, so that you may raise your personal vibration, the vibration of your physical body, your energy body, so you may raise your vibration through this frequency that we do together, and so you may know. And in this knowing, this is the doer, is the healer. Heal doesn't necessarily mean cure, because you think of life and death as finite, birth, death, space in between. And if you just take this birth and death and think about it like any other event that you would have, and like, as they're saying to me, like a party, okay, like a birthday, like a celebration. And so if you would, because it is a celebration, and anything that you experience and in your physical body, and while you are in form, you may experience an illness, in which you may die from this illness. And we speak frankly. And so there is no sugarcoating of it, because it isn't needed. It is only needed for the small self. The divine as you doesn't feel this angst that you feel around birth and death. And the divine as you knows. And there's peace here. And you may experience death, or the death of someone, because of an illness. And yes, we agree that this may be very, very sad, and very heartbreaking, and you may experience grief and from the loss, and mourning, and so much sadness. And we don't diminish this. We do say though, if someone was to die, whether it's someone that you love or it is you yourself, to die from an illness, in the death, it is the healing, if you would. Some might need to experience the course of an illness and death, to bring forth for them many experiences that are needed for them in this life and in next manifestations. You see, you just think about it as this like one life. But if you could take away these birth and deaths as such a fixed thing, make it more like a celebration. They want to use this word, and I keep trying. I'm interfering with this because I'm like, well, some people are just not going to feel like a death is a celebration, okay? And it's like I'm saying this to them now, and they're saying back to me, yes, We understand this. Although, Anasakara, that is still your view and you may have it and we don't diminish it, we always say the same thing. No, 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 just no. Asakara, be willing to know. And then you will not have this experience in the way that you have it now. You will not have this experience of loss and grief in the same way that you have it now. You may have it as you have it, because you're having it and it is an experience had by you that contains within it many experiences, or it's not lessons, but it is now we're going to talk about something. So during COVID, I had two friends, both yoga teachers, that died by suicide. They both chose to end their lives during COVID times. And through those two experiences of loss, both were very, very different. And I experienced them in very different ways. And one of them I spent a lot of time ruminating about because I knew the details of that. And so then I just kept thinking about that over and over. I won't get into details here, but I thought about it a lot. Let's just say that. And yes, and through that, I actually learned a lot. And because how I experienced that, and because when it happened, and I found out about it like 10 minutes before I needed to go teach a yoga teacher training on Zoom because we were in COVID times. And 10 minutes before I was supposed to go on to this, I found out about it, and I was just like, okay, I can't do this. And then in the end, I ended up doing it. And from doing that, I actually learned a lot. And in particular for my personal self, just knowing that like the not expressing that loss fully at that time, and just like being like, okay, I need to go and teach this. I'm just gonna, go and teach it. And although I did tell the students that were there, because they some of them knew her, and although we did do something in her honor, still in that I experienced almost like a shutting down of my emotions, which just changed something for me in my grief process. And so I learned something from it. And in the second loss, I knew it. I kept having this feeling like I should contact this person. I don't want to use names just for privacy. So I kept thinking about them over and over again. And I didn't reach out. And then when they died, I felt like, oh gosh, I knew it. I just kept getting this like message to reach out. And this is before channeling started for me in this way, before light language and this started for me in this way, but I knew. And from this, I now know, like, okay, when I have this feeling of something, to trust it, because before that I wasn't trusting it. So, there was a lot that I learned through this, and more, and even more. So what they're trying to say to me is just like, there is so much learning and growth, yes, from a small self perspective, but also through because it guides you. Sometimes it is these really painful experiences that guide you home. And sometimes people have called for themselves these experiences that, yes, you would never call this in your, logical state. But sometimes you experience things that they're not a punishment. Within them lays opportunity. No, you may not want them in this way. The small self never wants them in this way, but if you can connect to, and that's why we bring this message, if you can connect to the divine that you are, and the way that you experience this, whether it's illness or loss, anasakarasa can be very different. And that's why we wish to bring it. Asanikas, we do not wish to offend people or the small self or identity self. And asanikarasa, we don't diminish your feelings. We don't say to sugarcoat your feelings. Yes, have them, have your feelings, have your experiences, but also sometimes it is in these experiences that are really, really challenging that you end up turning home. You end up turning inwards. You end up, Anasaka, looking for something different and saying, yes, I wish to know. Anasika, something different. You may not say it the way that we're bringing this information today and the way we're saying to you, you may say this, but in this heartbreak, this grief, in this, you may now wish to ease this pain and wish to Anasikira know something different, even if it's an intellectual knowing. And on this, in this, you begin to get guided Anasikira towards this internal knowing. And in this internal knowing, you may experience illness and loss and the death, even the death labor, the whole labor, the build up, of moving through the experience of your physical form dying, and even this may be different. Sonia Shai Kanaso, Anatai Shinakorso Koroso, Tashikirasa, Tashikro. Anasakarasa Tashikroso, Anasikirasa, Chikroso, Anasikirasa, Tishkro. Because when you are solely based through a small self perspective, and it is limited, and it is limited to the ideas that the small self can do. And so they're even showing me now like substances that you might use, like maybe plant medicines or something that you might use to ease death. And you may do this, yes. So you may do anything you wish. We don't tell you what to do. You may do this, but also we want you to know that within this knowing, and connecting in with this, you may experience the peace that you are, and this may guide you through your challenging experiences, including death, and life, and illness, and birth. A birth, a labor, yes, yes, yes. I'm always amazed. I never know where this is going. Okay. So they wish to do a small activation now, and they say that because through this message and the vibration that they brought through this message, that it holds the frequency that is optimal for this message today. They also wish to bring through us a short activation now, and so that you may move beyond this cycle of feeling stuck, and even through the cycle of like all ideas and beliefs, like you must turn in this direction or do this or do that. So you, can you give me some examples, please? So you must go to school and learn like this. You must do like this, you must do like that. And you will be informed through the wisdom that you are. You don't have to grasp for this wisdom. You don't have to dig for it, although some of you might require that and may call this to you, and as a way to know the truth of who you are. You may do whatever you wish, but if you are hearing our message and you wish to know yourself as something different than you do right now, and you wish your life to be different than it is right now, you may. Align. Be willing to align and hold this frequency. Everything that we do with you sets the stage for this continual growth, your ability to hold higher and higher vibrational frequencies with ease, so that you may know the truth of who you are with ease. So that you need not search, although you may search all you wish if you like. But that you may know with ease the truth of who you are and the truth of who all is. And now we activate. What is this activation today? To take down the walls, to move out of the cycle, to clear the path. And the only thing that stands in your way is your ideas and beliefs, and they hold a vibration that keeps you heavy. When you are willing to be present, when you are willing to, you could meditate, you may breathe and be present to the present moment. When you are just willing to move beyond, yes, I'm willing. Yes, I am willing. Like an enthusiastic, yes, I am willing. No, yes, that it may come with ups and downs and challenges. But know that you've got this. This is important. Very important. Because the small self never thinks that it has the resources and the ability to cope with life. Therefore, it tries to control life and also control outcomes. But the divine as you is always safe and knows. And when you are willing to align yourself with this, and to know this this vibration, to know this information, to be informed in this wisdom way beyond these thoughts and ideas and beliefs that you knew prior. It brings the peace of mind, the ease. You may not search, you don't need to. If you want to, you can. Your binoculars and your shovel are right where you left them. So go ahead if you like. We don't say anything about it because we say everybody needs to do their own thing in their own way, in their own time. And if you wish to do this now, we do this together. Asai karoto pai tarana tsikabrukuto anasitri at quaitai shi waktai shi amakai toroko aisa karatare initika tokiana karataka soroko, so you may move out of the cycle on a sakarata continued loop on a sakarasa that keeps you on a saka thinking that you must anesia karasa to koroshkara continue to do the same things you've always done, and a samakara that keeps you searching for the answers on a torshumekara sakara, so that you may know the truth of who you are with ease. We encode this now. Together. Just your willingness is enough. Broktuchia bakata sekatoro kotoshia makata sekere kata sikare brikti akata ta grupo kata kere kotoro kata sekere broktoto kuchkai hasatorupia tatate proptia prok atata groktia sakara toro ata sekara brokotoso anesia tarakaraso tausha karete kasa Saya taya namo paya naya pakatai shaya lai tanai. And they're just radiating this out through my heart, through my palms. Arokro, proko, sobo. Aitia buaktia shaikonaso, broktia, kaita sai wakinea, taikanaso, torikia makate si. Kia sakachikyo wapata sakia chukura patia makata saita shi. Kti aso kotoshi. Aktishi awata siti toroshi amakaita swikti. Swikti, 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 swikti. Yes, trope atana say they're gonna draw now. Tanesi awai ai anatrokopai atikina ataishi alatokwa mataichi alataito torosho. Aiti awakte shiwakai awaktai shai alatarakapatachi anatato kotorope asa. Shailai tarakasai o aitata shukarabakatishi amakarasakotoshimi alatata brukti aktishi aprokto toshi aprakte ashi awakatai shiwakai. Ati ashkwete eke watakishi alatoro o maitaichi awatati waitaitishi alatoro komai kaitase etekematachi abakatishi a wati ashi abrakotoshi at briki atoko ntichwati ichiamakatoso ushi ai. Sio tu siau ktiau tu shinet praeto. Hisiau tu upai atai I u amitia. Husi atia wato sholai. And they're sending out love now. Inisiotro kaisanasaisho. So that you may move beyond the limitations of your mind. Anisimake, you may step into divine mind with ease. Anisia makaye sukorosote shiana karasoto shokereseata sedekia pakarasate shikarasa. There is one mind, one divine mind. Anasia tarasikarasa karasa. You believe you have individual minds though, because anasia karasa, each small self has used mind to create its own mind. Anasata sakara, to make up its own mind. We underline the words make up. This is a made up game. Make up your own mind. We say you don't have to make up your mind anymore. You may move into divine mind. Divine mind is a one mind, is a one mind. It is a one consciousness. It is a one thought stream, if you would. This is pure clarity. Is a clear mind. Is a clear mind of knowing all that can be known. And in this clear mind state, all the wisdom that is needed by you, for you, as you, the wisdom that is you, will flow through this physical form. You may move past your past ideas and beliefs, your past agreements. You may say now or think now if you like, I move past all prior agreements. I am willing to move past all prior agreements and know myself and I know all in truth. I am willing to know the truth of who I am, the truth of who all is, and willing for the sights that I see to be known to me as truth. This sets the optimal vibrational frequency for this transmission. Anesia taiso ko saiko so taiko so 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 so. And they're sending love now. Anasia tarasha karasa karasa. Okay, so thank you to the guides for this message, and thank you so much for continuing to show up for these long messages. I know they're so long, but that's just the way that it is. I just never know. So many things today, I had no clue. So I hope that I've answered a few people's questions in this video, even though I didn't know that that was going to come through today. It did, and oh yes, they're bringing me back now. And to this idea of new earth, they wish to say. And Brofil asked about this, was talking about, and some of you might ask about this. A new earth, and what they say is, no one will be left behind, no one will be without that's like the experience of the truth of who they are. And even if they wish to not awaken now, and they wish to hold tightly to the rock, and they may have the experience that comes along with being in alignment with holding on to the rock. And still, like we say, all is already done on one level, one vibrational level, one truth level, the level pure state, pure essence, your natural essence, and is already done. So no one will be left behind. Because no one can be left behind. Only by their agreement to separation, but eventually all will awaken. The weather just changed. There's a huge windstorm. Winds of change. Winds of change. Wow. Well, if you've called some winds of change, they're happening. It's happening now. So while some may insist on continuing to be attached to a 3D experience or lower vibrational experiences, one day, as you would call it, as we would call it, one day, we will all realize the truth. All will realize the truth. And the truth is already there to be realized. You are already realized, so therefore in this way no one gets left behind. And when you step into knowing, you see everything through divine eyes, and you see the divine plan. You know the divine plan. And even through divine eyes, the most things that the small self would think are horrific, will be seen through divinity. It's not a sugar coating. It's not a sugar coating at all. It's not a diminishment of your feelings and ideas. It's not a sugar coating. It is actually just a knowing of the truth of who you are. And in this, the way that you see life and experience life will be different, and it will also change, because in this higher vibrational frequency, the things that you claim and the things that you call to yourself in a lower manifestation, like in a lower vibrational manifestation, cannot be called, claimed, or manifest in a higher vibrational frequency. They just don't exist there. They can't exist there, so they can't be manifest there. And this is where we wish you to manifest, rather than manifesting here. And you can do this all you want, for as long as you want, but we wish you to know, so that you have this experience of this fifth dimensional manifestation, or the manifestation of the truth as you, or your essential nature or your true nature manifest through a physical form, and that you know yourself as it. This is the ultimate. This goes beyond any other manifestations or laws of attraction, you still may do them. There's nothing wrong with them, but we say, this is the ultimate doer. This is the doer. When the small self is still doing, yes, okay, but when this is the doer and is allowed to be the doer because you know yourself as it, everything changes. And none of this stuff, war cannot exist here. War cannot be created here. It cannot be manifest here. And that's why we always say this is the way out. In. It's the way out. The small self wants to keep going out and getting, fixing. This is in and knowing. Wow. That wind, that whole wind gust is gone. It just came and went just like that. Wow. Okay, love. I just want to ask the guides if there's anything else. They just say winds of change. If you wish it, so it is. So it is done in perfect ways, in ease for you. And they say now, if you are not experiencing something with ease, and you have attached yourself once again to your identity self, and the worries and fears that lay here, no worries, dear one. You may transform this with I am. You may see any situation from a higher perspective by simply saying I am with nothing else attached to it, rather than saying I am this, I am that. I am. And in the resonance of this frequency, I am, the wisdom of I am may flow through you, and may change the situation, or change the experience of the situation or the way that you relate to the situation, simply by wishing to relate to I am rather than your past ideas and beliefs and concepts and small self. You are willing to know and be known beyond your personality self, beyond your small self, and be willing to know I am, and yourself as I am, and calling I am, relating to yourself using this vibrational frequency of I am, to transform your experiences before you. Use the truth of who you are. This is accessible to you. Is right now, it is available, and you need not do anything but agree to it and to align to it. And you do not need to search, go out, dig, climb mountains, do whatever. You can do what you want, or you can do this. Okay. Thank you so much to the guides, and thank you so much. This is my second time around at thank you. Thank you so much for sharing in this experience with me and with the guides. And as always, well, if you have questions for the guides, you can leave them in the comments box. And just because I start a video and say that this is what it's about, just know that it doesn't necessarily mean that's what this video is about, because it's always about so much more. So thank you. And as always, I'm sending you so much love. Thank you.